Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know what is going on, guys, but let's give this a go. Okay, it's Philippa from Crystal Clear with Philippa Story. I'm the Global Intuitive Healer, and it is my passion and my purpose to help as many beautiful people as I possibly can on their healing journey. So, up until this point, Facebook has kicked me out of my live like 3-4 times. I'm now 27 minutes late, just in Philippa fashion. But we're just gonna forget about that and be in the moment. And I do hope some beautiful people come back and join me. If not, this will be on the replay. So, I'm here today to talk to you about trapped emotions and what they do to our bodies, what they do to our business, what they do to our family. It causes like havoc into our lives. I mean, how many of you struggle with chronic fatigue? How many of you struggle with, severe chronic pain, perpetuating pain in the body? You know, some people might struggle with lower back pain constantly, and you're permanently going to the chiropractor, and they are realigning your body, and then you feel great for like a few weeks, maybe even a few months if you're lucky, and then boom, something happens again. Or you might be one of those people that struggle with knee problems, or insomnia, chronic anxiety, severe depression. All of these are symptoms of underlying trapped emotions. So today I'm going to be explaining how we have trapped emotions in the body, how we collect them over time, and we build up these trapped emotions, and they become more and more severe. And eventually, if you've got trapped emotions stored in your body for such a long period of time, eventually, if you are not listening and releasing them, then they will cause chronic pain, to make you aware. So a trapped emotion is when you experience something, a trauma. Okay, so a trauma, now traumas range. Okay, it can be something huge, a car accident, giving birth, a death in the family, a mugging, something like that. Big traumas. Okay, but traumas can also be being unseen, not being heard, quarrels with siblings. So it can be what people would think is like, doesn't matter, it's not really a big deal, but to the individual it mattered, because we matter, our feelings matter. So this is why my absolute passion is to work with mothers. When I work with mothers, when a mom heals, she heals for her kids, she heals for her whole family. So, your trapped emotions you have been gathering since day one. Conversations you've heard, things you've seen that just have not felt good for you, okay? So you've started from a very young age collecting these layers and layers and layers of different types of trauma, different levels of trauma. And as I said, your organs, so you can trap emotions anywhere in the body, but generally you've got specific organs that generate those emotions as well. So we're going to get into that in a moment. But I want you to just take a moment and actually feel into your body. Where have you got pain? Do you struggle with headaches all the time? Migraines? Sinus? That stuffiness? Generally, this is stored rage. Something that you have not processed. So that's exactly what a trapped emotion, a negative emotion is it's an unprocessed emotion. Because when you experience something, there, and you experience it, and in a healthy way you process that emotion and then you release it, it doesn't affect you. But how many of us have been taught to just get on with it, suck it up, move on? So we just keep on collecting these negative emotions, these things that do not sit nicely with us. I mean, just shelve it, shelve it, shelve it, pack it, pack it, pack it, put it on your back. I mean, people that have got like back pain and bodies are out of alignment and things like that, that's due to trapped emotions. And people might say, oh no, it's because I've got this, or it's because I've got that. And yes, but there's still underlying trapped emotions. Doesn't matter if you are struggling with cancer. Cancer's stored rage again, anger, resentment, shame, blame, all those lower frequencies, those dense, heavy, negative emotions. Now, I'm not saying that it is unhealthy to have those emotions. It's very healthy. We are human. We experience everything. But when you experience something and you do not release it and let it go, you store it. And then you actually, one of the laws of attraction is like attracts like. So you keep on calling in that same kind of thing. You know, how many of us have dated the same kind of guy just in a different body? You know, somehow. Or we keep on having the same sort of problems with jobs, or you know, all these types of things in our life. We tend to always just have the same sort of perpetuating thing happening over and over and over again. It's because there's a trapped emotion stored there that we are recalling the same sort of event into our life over and over and over again until we release it. How many times does a family member or a friend or a loved one trigger something in you? And in that moment, it's actually got nothing to do with them. You being triggered because it's making you feel the same way as you did the very first time you trapped that emotion. So up until around the age of 8 years old, we are just an open vessel, just literally getting programmed, just downloading everything that's around us. All of the conversations, the culture, our family, our friends, everything around us teaches us stuff about who we are meant to be, who we should be. How many of us compare ourselves to others? We are perfect the way we are. We are unique beings. We have a purpose. Each of us has a purpose. If we have a pulse, we have a purpose. That is why we're here. So it is my passion and purpose to help as many people as I possibly can to release what is no longer serving them. So as I said, today I'm going to talk a bit about trapped emotions and what they do to our bodies. So negative emotions are vibrational frequencies that are generated by your organs and glands in response to stress, an experience, a negative thought, or an imbalance in the body. And negative emotions generally are influenced by what is happening in the moment. Often in addition to trapped emotions and other imbalances already present. And negative emotions are a normal and valuable part of life, an important part of your internal guidance system. You know, you feel if something doesn't feel right, or you really feel if something feels amazing. That's your guidance system. But how many of us get put in a space where we don't feel comfortable with something, yet we just go along with it because our friends are doing it, or because this person said we should do it, or this will be good for us. But if you really just feel into it in the moment, does it feel good to you, yes or no? So an emotion can become trapped if it is overwhelming in some way, or if the normal emotional process, creating, experiencing, and then letting go, gets interrupted somehow. A trapped emotion is a ball of vibrating energy about the size of a clenched fist. And as I said, our organs generate this, and we can have this stored in many spaces in our body, where they exert a distorting force of an energy field, which can lead to all kinds of physical and emotional issues. Emotions that have become trapped during your lifetime, after your birth, are the most common type of trapped emotions. And we refer to these as common trapped emotions. But you can also have absorbed trapped emotions. Okay, so something that you've seen something somewhere else and you've actually absorbed it. Or you could have a shared trapped emotion. So like you've experienced something with a friend, you've watched them experience something and it's been so intense that you've shared it with them. And then we can also have what is known as inherited. So that stuff's not even yours. I just want you to take that in for a second. How many of us are walking around with stuff that is not ours? We have inherited it. So how many people do you know that, oh, my dad had this and this and this, and that's why I've got it? Oh, my mother struggled with rheumatoid arthritis, so yeah, I will get it. Like, that is so not true. It is not true. We don't have to have these things. We are able to release them. And that is what I'm here today to tell you. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to suffer. You do not have to suffer anymore to learn and live. It is our purpose to live in our joy. So, an inherited trapped emotion. This can go back like 4, 5, 6, 7 generations. It could root with like a great-great-great-great-great-grandmother that, for instance, struggled with bitterness, like severe bitterness. She was bitter. And this gets passed down over the generations through the family, and everyone just acts out with this bitterness, but it's not even theirs. So, how scary is that? So, I wanted to talk to you a bit about the different kinds of trapped emotions, and also emotional compounds. So an emotional compound is a type of trapped energy as well that is very similar to like a common trapped emotion, but instead of one pure emotional frequency, there are 2 and maybe sometimes even 3 like wrapped in. So instead of it just being an emotion of, let's say, sadness, there is sadness and rage and blame all wrapped up. So you can imagine what that sort of energy feels like, not good at all, and what they can do to your body. So this may be compared to, like, let's say if you want green paint, okay, so you got to take a little bit of blue and you got to take a little bit of yellow and you got to mix it together to get the green. So that's what a compound emotional trapped emotion is. Okay, and an emotional compound forms when these 2 emotions are experienced during the same moment in time. Okay, and then they become trapped and they form this ball of energy. And as I said, we trap these all over our bodies. So we also can develop what is known as a heart wall. Okay, so a heart wall is made up of 1 or more trapped emotions that the subconscious mind uses to surround the heart to protect it like a barrier, like an emotional barrier. So each trapped emotion in the wall is known as a heart wall emotion. And a heart wall emotion is 1 layer in the collective heart wall. So remember, as I said, as you collect them, you layer and layer and layer these trapped emotions. When a heart wall, when the emotions have been removed, then your heart wall goes. okay, which is such a beautiful, this is what I do for my clients, and it's just so wonderful watching the process and how light and bright and amazing they feel. So heart wall is usually created in response to an emotional distress, okay? And the subconscious mind then uses pre-existing trapped emotions to form that heart wall. Therefore, a heart wall may be made up of any emotions, new or old. Heart wall emotions may be from any time in your life, and they can also be, as I said, inherited or shared or absorbed. And yeah, as I said, so we go through, in sessions, we go through how many heart walls you have and when you trap them. And then that really starts to bring up. So when did you trap it? How old were you? Who was part of that experience? Did it have to do with work? Did it have to do with family? Did it have to do with a romantic connection? And then we kind of unpick that. And sometimes we need to go a bit deeper. So sometimes there's something else that comes up and we get to go to that and check that out. How old were you when that happened? And we then unpick that and we release it. So those are pretty much like the different types of, those are like the different forms of trapped emotion, should I say. But I mean, if you think of emotions, we have got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different emotions, like abandonment, betrayal, feeling lost, giving love and it being unreceived, confusion, conflict, creative insecurity, pride, shame, shock, unworthiness, longing, jealousy, overwhelm. These are all emotions. Grief. I mean, through this pandemic, how many people have been struggling with deep sadness, deep loneliness, grief, fear, crazy fear. How many people are defensive? These are all trapped emotions that come from our childhood. This is when we experience our first major trauma, our emotional, so it's called an EQ, like you've got your IQ, your intelligence, you've got your EQ, which is your emotional intelligence. And your emotional intelligence gets trapped at that age. How many of you know a 30, 40, 50-year-old man or woman that the moment they get triggered, acts like a 14-year-old? It's because that is when that first major trauma happened in their life and they weren't able to process it. They didn't experience it and let it go. So they just trapped it. And every single time something similar comes up, boom, they get triggered. Okay? So this affects our bodies, physically affects our bodies. How many people struggle with autoimmune disorders? Doctors, scientists, people do not know what they are. They can say what the symptoms are and they can give it a label, but they don't know where it came from, why the person has it. They cannot tell you that. Why? Because on an energetic level, you have trapped so many emotions that your body is saying, enough. You need to release this. How many people have you met that have struggled and suffered and gone through cancer and come out the other end? And how many of those people say it was probably one of the best things that happened to me because I was killing myself at work, or I was ignoring my family? And I'm getting goosebumps everywhere, so someone really, really, really needs to hear this message right now. How many of us are just existing, just going through the motions, doing a job, being in a relationship, just every single day waking up, doing that, going through the motions, then coming home, just watching TV, escaping from reality through games, through TV, whatever, and going to sleep and then just waking up the next day to do it all over again. What's the point? We are here to live. We are here to think, to experience the wonder of this life, to really embrace everything around us. You know, like stop and smell the roses. Look at that sunset, appreciate it. That is why we're here. To be in this moment, not in the past, not in the future, right now. You know, I have been with people when they've crossed, and they always look back, and you never are worried about like that little thing that happened, that little spat that you had with that person or whatever. You know, it's the time and the quality. That's what people remember. And it is our responsibility. Up until this point, up until this very point, so I'm going to let every single one of you know, up until this point, nothing has been your fault. None of it. Up until this very moment, nothing has been your fault. Because you didn't know. But now that you know, moving forward, it is your responsibility to, first of all, look after your energy. Really look after your energy. Don't allow people to drain you. Don't allow people to just come and use your energy. Don't give your energy away. This is yours. They've got theirs. But it is also up to you to clean up your energy. Because hurt people hurt people. You know, that guy that stopped in the traffic and is hooting at you and swearing, it's got nothing to do with you. That person is so full of rage or anger or resentment or just feeling really, really terrible. I'll never forget this beautiful story that someone told me once. This man gets up in the morning and he walks into the kitchen. He's all dressed up, ready to go to work. The kids are sitting there and his wife passes him a cup of coffee and he takes a sip and he misses his mouth and he spills it all over his tie. Okay, so in this moment, he has a choice. Choice number one, he freaks out, shouts at his wife to get him a new tie, shouts at the kids, get in the car, I'm going to be late now. Driving, all the lights are red, on his way, hooting, drop the kids off, the kids are crying, get to the office, stumps his toe, shouts at his secretary. It's a choice. Rewind. In that moment, if he didn't have that trapped stuff that triggers him because he's learned how to release it, he would have said, oh no, honey, can you give me a tie, please, love? Come kids, let's get in the car. All the lights are green. Drop the kids off, have a brilliant day. Daddy loves you. See you later. Get to the office. Look at the secretary, you're looking beautiful today. Hey? It's a choice. Every single moment is a choice. And yes, we're human, and it is perfectly natural and normal to feel anger, to feel rage, to feel sadness, to feel all these emotions. It is totally normal and natural to do that, but it is our choice whether we want to hold on to it, identify with it, keep it, make it our own, or if we want to release it. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to show you a few techniques on how to release these trapped emotions. First of all, I just wanted to let you know about a few, like, as I said, your organs. You tend to generate trapped emotions in your organs. So, for instance, your lungs, okay? Your big, gorgeous lungs, okay? Your lungs actually generate the emotion, the negative emotions that it generates, okay, is sadness, grief, and sorrow. So, if you just feel into that for a moment, that sadness, grief, and sorrow, it's like almost you can't breathe. It's like someone sitting on your chest. But the positive emotions is letting go, emptiness, courage, righteousness. I mean, that's like, yeah, lovely, lovely. Breathe in that beautiful fresh air. Fill your entire body full of that oxygen. Give your blood some oxygen so that it pumps around your body and gets your brain working and everything else. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So your lungs generate sadness, grief, and sorrow, or they can generate surrender, courage, righteousness. So it's a choice, okay? Then you've got, let's see here, then you've got your liver. Okay, so your liver, it generates anger. That's the negative emotion. You know how many people, when they drink, all of a sudden they just become the biggest horrible person on the planet. They just start shouting and screaming. I mean, how many of your friends, they're absolutely amazing, but the moment they drink, they just, when they've just had too much, they just become awful to be around. So that emotion of anger, your liver, okay? But the liver also generates kindness, self-expansion, and identity. So those are the beautiful positive emotions. Once again, it's a choice. You want to let go of that, and it's good. Feel that anger, rage it. Go scream in a pillow. Go punch a boxing bag or something. Get it out. Go and scream out in a field or whatever. Get it out of the body. Why hang on to it? Why hang on to it? Because all that's going to happen is it's going to spill onto someone else. You're going to be in the supermarket and someone's going to bump you and you're just going to lay into them and you don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know. So we need to be aware that there are other people around us and they also deserve to be loved and treated with respect. Then the heart, the beautiful, beautiful heart. So the heart generates, how's this energy? Hastiness, impatience, arrogance, cruelty, violence, hate. And how many of you have got that friend that's always like, come on, hurry, come, we've got to do this, quickly, quickly, quickly. I mean, how horrible is that? No, I don't have to hurry. I don't have to be going 500 miles an hour. Does that feel good to you? No. But the positive emotions, love, joy, honor, sincerity, enthusiasm, creativity. I mean, how beautiful is that energy? Yes, please. Next is we've got the kidneys. The kidneys generate fear. Okay. I think I have closed one of my things. I will just pull it up now quickly again. So I'm going to go into the spleen. Okay. The spleen, the negative emotions, worry. How many people just are like addicted to worrying? They just want to worry about everything. And they don't understand that energy follows thought. So the more you think about something, the more you create it. So the more you're going to worry about something, the more you're going to create that. So think about what you want, because you create that. Don't think about what you don't want. or sympathy, you know, being sympathetic to someone rather than empathetic. Empathetic is you truly know how they feel. Sympathetic is just like that, oh, shame. How horrible is that energy? Shame and pity. Oh, shame. Sorry for you. Not nice, not nice. But with the spleen on a positive is it teaches you and it generates fairness and compassion. And how beautiful are those energies, rather? So, as I said, I'm just going to get back to the spleen, the kidneys, which generates fear, okay? And fear is one of the biggest emotions that we all struggle with severely. That fear lowers your immune system. When you are in that fight or flight mode, all the blood runs from your brain into your arms and legs so that you can run away. So when you're in fear, your adrenaline, your body creates more adrenaline, and you are in that energy all the time. And when you are in that fear energy, it lowers your immune system. So you can't fight colds and flus and all those things because it's trying to get you to run faster and be more. It's a really, it's a terrible energy, the fear. And how many of us struggle so badly with fear in all different spaces. I mean, some people don't even want to leave their homes. They are so fear-stricken. So that energy of fear, we track that in our kidneys. Our kidneys generate it. But the beautiful emotions, the positive emotions that our kidneys can create is gentleness and alertness and stillness. Rather than that fear energy, you've got that beautiful, gentle energy, which is just so much better. So, enough about all the emotions. I'm going to teach you guys, as I said, I hope you got a pen and paper. Okay, so there are different ways that you can release trapped emotions from your body, okay? First of all, as I said, you can start to notice what triggers you and what is the emotion that gets triggered. Is it anger all the time? Or is it guilt? I mean, guilt is chronic. It is, how many moms feel guilty all the time? You just feel guilty all the time. You're not doing this right. You're not looking after your child like that mother is. You know, you just, so many, I'm a mom, so many days I'm like, I feel so guilty. Like maybe I'm working on a project too long and I feel like I haven't spent enough time with my son, or yeah, it's just, as a mom, you've got this mother guilt. It's awful. And guilt is also, it's just such a low frequency. So, as I said, you want to see what triggers you. What are your triggers? What comes up, so that you can release that, okay? And there's different ways of releasing. So you can write stuff out. You can write out how you're feeling. Get it out of your body. Like, for instance, tonight is the beautiful new moon. So on a new moon, I would suggest that you write out all the things that you want to call into your life. Because now as the moon gets fuller, it creates and brings all this beautiful stuff into your life that you asked for. On a full moon, you want to write about all the stuff that you don't want, the stuff that you want to release. And then as the moon wanes to become a new moon, it lets it go. So full moons are for letting go, and new moons are for calling into your life. So, as I said, there's different ways of releasing. You can go scream in a pillow. You can, some people run. I mean, just running, getting that energy out. There are, I need a sip of water. Give me 1 sec. So, there are different types of releasing techniques that you can go online and find out. There's a wonderful book that was written by a couple, Liv and Raf. It's called Believe. You can actually, I think you can get it through Amazon. You can download the book or you can order it in hard copy. And in there they have got beautiful releasing techniques. There are practitioners, Believe practitioners, that you can get in touch with. There's a beautiful Sarah Morgan. She's on Facebook. She can help you release low stored energy, low stored vibration. And then, as I said, it's my passion and purpose to help as many beautiful people as I possibly can to release what isn't serving them. And I do this in different ways. I've developed a beautiful course called The Pendulum, which is like a self-study course. I do the live course twice a year, but it is available all year round, and you're able to log on to that course and learn and follow the videos and do it in your own time. And it teaches you how to use a pendulum, how to work with one, and then it teaches you how to locate trapped emotions in your body and how to release them. So it's a really, really beautiful self-empowering course that you are able to do, learn this incredible skill and help heal yourself and your fur babies and your family. It's really, really lovely. Then there is also my beautiful signature offer called the Butterfly Effect. And the Butterfly Effect is where you can be in a container with me for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 8 weeks, depending on how long you'd like to work with me. I hold space for you during that time, and we have our clarity call where I connect with you and we see exactly what it is that you as an individual need. And then we will schedule those different techniques, different tools, and different sessions to release. And as you go through the process, you will emerge as this beautiful butterfly, because you would have released all this stuck, stagnant energy in your field that has been keeping you chained, trapped. I mean, are you in a job that you don't love, but you're doing it just because? Are you in a relationship where you don't feel valued, seen, heard, supported? These are all part of our limiting beliefs, part of this negative energy that we have trapped in our field and we're carrying around like a ball and chain, like a heavy, heavy jacket, just carrying it around. So if you would like assistance, please feel free to send me a direct message to connect with me. I would love, love, love to assist you. But back to tonight. As I said, I'm going to show you. I actually wanted to be a little bit more interactive tonight, but I think it's not, I'm not so used to the Facebook Live thing, so I'm just going to, I feel that I'm going to just use my pendulum to see what the collective would want. So it's the heart energy. We're going to go with the heart energy, and I want to teach you guys how to release that from your heart. So what you will want to do is, and this is what's so beautiful about these different releasing techniques, is that you don't even have to stand up. You can just get a chair. So you want to get into a chair and you want to get right to the edge of it so that you literally are sitting on your bum bones, okay? You're sitting like right on those bones, right at the edge of the chair, and your legs are about shoulder width apart, your back straight, shoulders are relaxed, your chest is relaxed, your eyes are open, and you rest your hands on your thighs, palms facing up. Okay, so we're going to release this hastiness, impatience, cruelty, okay, that horrible negative energy, violence, hate. I mean, oh, so terrible. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your awareness to your heart space. Okay, take a deep breath. Feel that. Okay, and then we are going to lift our hands up, and we're going to interlink our fingers and turn our hands up like that. Okay, and we're just going to lean. So we're going to breathe in, interlink those fingers up, so it's straight up, and you're just going to lean a bit to the right hand side, and you're going to breathe out. And you're going to make the sound like H-A-W. So breathing in and releasing. Come back, allowing your hands down, and just imagining this beautiful red energy around your heart. Love, joy, sincerity, honor, a beautiful energy. And this is amazing to help for sore throats, cold sores, heart disease, heart pains, moodiness. So I would suggest doing this 3 to 6 times, unless you have got some severe chronic types of things, then you want to do it like 9 to 36 times at least. You always do it in sets of 3. So we're going to go up. Feel that gorgeous smiling energy, and you come back. And one more time, breathing in. Interlock the fingers, lean to the right, and release that hastiness, impatience, arrogance, cruelty, violence, and hate. Such beautiful smiling energy in the heart now. Everyone, I am so incredibly grateful for anyone who decided to join me tonight. My name is Philippa Story, Crystal Clear with Philippa Story. I'm the Global Intuitive Healer, and it is my passion and my purpose to help as many people as I possibly can on their healing journey to release what isn't serving them anymore. There is no need for you to walk around suffering with anxiety and depression, addictions. If you are struggling, reach out to someone. If you do not resonate with me, that's absolutely okay. We don't have to love and like every single person on the planet. Generally, when there's things in people we don't like, it's a reflection of things we don't like about ourselves. And when we see something in someone else that we absolutely love, it's 100% something that we love about ourselves. So these are all the telltale signs to look around for. What are your triggers? What are the emotions that certain people make you feel? And when was the last time you felt that way? And who makes you feel really good about yourself? Who do you love to be around? And who do you feel drains you and sucks your energy? Fire them. You don't need to have a person hanging around you just because they have been your friend since forever and ever and ever and ever. If they don't make you feel good about yourself, why keep them around? Sometimes letting them go can be the best thing ever for them, because sometimes people don't even know that they are the toxic one. Sometimes you can be the toxic one. How many of us have got that one friend that doesn't realize that they're the ones that they're always complaining, they're always so draining? You know, we've all had one of them before, or all of us have been that person before. But it's okay to feel. That's the thing, is so many of us have been taught that it's not okay to feel. And we've just got to suck it up, sweep it under the rug. And because of this purpose, we have got so many people with mental illness, so many people struggling with emotional abuse they've suffered at the hands of their inner voice and people around them. And then how many people are stuck with severe chronic pain, that even such bad trapped emotions that it turns into cancer. And how many of us don't know that we are able to let this go? And so we struggle and we suffer, and some of us even die with it. So get in touch with me, or get in touch with a belief practitioner, or get in touch with a energy healer of some kind, and start releasing. Start releasing. Go and have a beautiful Epsom salt bath after a long day. Go and stand in the ocean with your feet and just allow that beautiful salty water to rinse away all the residue of the day. But be more conscious, be more aware. Start living your life, living it, enjoying. Let me show you how. Thank you so much for being with me today. And I really and truly hope that this video reaches all those people that need to hear these messages. Know that I love you. You are important and you matter. Please feel free to join me in my group, Crystal Clear with Philippa Story. I have a small private container where I share my heart. I do card readings and add lots of value. So if that is something that you feel pulled to, please connect. I'm sending you so much love today. Thank you so much for joining me. And Facebook, thank you so much for allowing this video to actually go eventually. I'm very, very grateful. Super, super grateful to you all today. Mwah. Have a beautiful evening or a beautiful morning. Love you. Bye.